don't know necessarily who started this tag, but I've been seeing this circulating around YouTube, and I kind of want to do it because why not? I think it would be fun. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emily, and today's video is going to be a tag video. This tag has been circulating around YouTube and it's very popular right now, and it's called What's in My Sephora Fantasy Basket. So basically the concept of this tag is if you had $1,000 to spend without any regrets, without any repercussions or responsibilities, what would you buy with $1,000? In my Sephora fantasy basket, I have some very pretty, like, outrageous stuff in this basket that I normally would not buy with my own money without planning, and even then it's a little hard for me to justify some of these purchases that I would have in my fantasy basket, so that's why it's called a fantasy. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button right down below. So I thought this video idea was really cool, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you what would be in my fantasy basket. And of course, in this fantasy basket, I did go over budget. It wouldn't be me if I didn't go a little over budget. A lot of my friends do know this about me. I do like to set budgets for myself when I spend, and it never fails that I always go a little bit or a lot above my budget. I did go above this fantasy basket budget, but that's okay. This is all for fun. The first thing that I would purchase would be the NuFace Mini Facial Toning Device. And so the reason why I would purchase this is because I saw one of my favorite influencers use this device. This is a mini facial toning device. This is very expensive. This is $200. This is a petite microcurrent facial toning device that helps visibly improve skin contour, tone, fine lines, and wrinkles. So I see a lot of like Instagrammers use this, a lot of people that are into skincare like estheticians recommend this device. The queen of no wrinkles, Amra herself, and she takes really good care of her skin. I saw a while back that she posted on her stories her using her facial device. This one is the mini. The one that she was using was a 2-in-1. It does like the brow lift and then it does like the facial toning as well. This is going to be for fine lines, wrinkles, loss and firmness and elasticity, and puffiness. So basically this is FDA cleared. It gently stimulates larger surface area of your face and neck to improve the appearance of facial contour, tone, and wrinkles. This is kind of like that Nurse Jamie like jade roller, or the jade rollers and the Nurse Jamie like wand. Basically it's supposed to help tone the face. It's supposed to prevent wrinkles, and at the same time I heard it's supposed to help with lymphatic drainage as well when you do it in this area. It says for the first 60 days use 5 times a week. After 60 days use 2 to 3 times a week to maintain results. Okay, so on here it says use only with the NuFace gel primer. So I'm guessing that other products don't work with it. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it's because of marketing. I'm definitely gonna look into that. Okay, so the next item in my fantasy basket is the YSL Elot Blurring Primer. This looks so luxurious. It's in my favorite color, which is gold. I got a sample of this at the YSL counter and I really like this primer. This primer is $52. It's very expensive. It's lightweight, it blurs, it has light infused pigments. It also has 4 nourishing oils to diffuse imperfections and smooth the look of skin. It's also free of sulfates, SLS, SLES, parabens, formaldehydes, and phthalates. It also has a subtle shimmer in it. It boosts radiance so you can have a luminous glow. So basically, I love dewy skin. I love glowy skin. I used to be a matte type of gal, but now I don't know why my preferences have changed. I kind of do like looking a little bit shiny on, of course, my high points. I'm combination oily, so of course the rest of my face will get oily. But something about having a hydrating primer underneath the foundation really helps my skin. and helps my application when it comes to foundation because it makes it look a little bit more plump and smooth in my opinion. So basically I want this because it's very like bougie, it's luxury. I just barely started purchasing some recently and I would just love to try it. Ever since I got that sample, I really like that primer. Plus the bottle looks really pretty, so that's my justification of why I would buy a $52 primer. The next item I would consider buying in real life that is also in my fantasy basket is the Natasha Denona Biba All Neutral Eyeshadow Palette. And this eyeshadow palette is $130. And it's saying that it has 2.5 grams worth of product, and that's very expensive for an eyeshadow palette. I've been watching reviews ever since it came out. So the reason why I want to purchase this palette is because that black shade, everybody talks about the consistency of that black shade like if it's magic. According to reviews, according to what people have said, that it's very like plushy, it's super black, it's dark, it's smooth, feels kind of wet, very pigmented. I love black eyeshadows. I'm still on the hunt for the darkest black eyeshadow, but that's the reason why I would purchase it. The colors are pretty neutral. They're basic browns, but I heard the blendability of Natasha Denona palettes are amazing. I have her cheek palette, I have her contour palette, and I love them so much. So I really want to try out her eyeshadow palettes because I heard they're good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to justify spending $130, but I would consider buying this palette because I use neutrals on the daily when it comes to work or special events. I do crazy makeup for fun on my days off, but realistically I need a really good everyday neutral palette. The only reason why I wouldn't purchase this is because I don't wear makeup every day, and $130 is a lot of money to waste on a palette that might just sit there. So that's the reason why I haven't purchased it yet. It's been in my basket for a while. I just keep taking it out and putting it back in, but eventually I might cave and buy this palette. Another item that is ridiculously priced in my fantasy basket is the Tom Ford Soleil Glow Bronzer. Put the mini in my basket. It's $75 for the mini. It is 0.3 ounces. Like, that's a lot of money for a bronzer. $75 for a bronzer. So I've been seeing people use this on YouTube. I haven't really seen much of this on Instagram. I do have a Tom Ford contour product. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's a cream contour and I love it so much. It's one of the best cream contour products that I've used, but it's expensive. So my thing is, I'm gonna waste the money. That product better be amazing and I better use it every day. $75 for a little one is a lot of money. And for the larger one, I believe it's $112. I love the packaging. The packaging is really luxurious. It's gold and white, which are some of my favorite colors. This is supposed to be a comfortable, buildable bronzer. It says it's specialized with pigments. This Luxe formula adheres with second skin-like radiance. It has cocoa seed butter, which softens and comforts. Mango seed butter moisturizes with anti-aging properties. Cacao butter from the Amazon is a nourishing emollient that provides with a protective hydrating layer. So the reason why I think this product is expensive is because one, it's a luxury brand, but two, the ingredients in here seem expensive. I love skincare and my makeup, but I'm not entirely sure how a powder product is going to hydrate. So that's another reason why I have this in my basket. Like, I know foundations can have like skincare properties to them because the active ingredients in foundations are like, the active ingredients in skincare are usually like liquids, right? Is what I'm assuming. So I'm trying to think of like, what would the active ingredient be in here for anti-aging properties? Like, can you have anti-aging properties in a powder form? That's just a question that I'm really curious about, because if so, like, I would love to purchase this in real life. But yeah, I would buy that in my fantasy basket because it looks really pretty. I know it's ridiculous, $112 for a bronzer and $75 for the mini, but I would like to try something like crazy expensive. I love it when makeup does have skincare properties on this, but I honestly don't know if these would work. Maybe a powder could be hydrating if it has like hydrating ingredients in it, but I'm not so sure about the anti-aging aspect of it. The next item I have in my fantasy cart is the bronze eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona. This one's one of her smaller palettes that had recently came out, and this is $65. I wonder if the formulation is going to be the same compared to her bigger, much more expensive palettes. I hope she's not cutting too many corners when it comes to ingredient quality, but from the reviews that I've been seeing, they're really, really good. I know, once again, it's a neutrals palette, but I've been wearing more neutrals now that I have a regular job. And the reason why I like this palette is because of that duochrome rose in the middle of that palette. I think it's to die for. It would be an overall good palette for me to have. I do like the metallics from the swatches that I've been seeing, so I would definitely pick up this palette in real life. I won't feel as guilty as picking this up because it is $65 versus her other one that is $130. But nonetheless, like, I love her products, and I think this one might be worth the price, so I'm gonna have to probably end up buying it. I guess we're in the expensive eyeshadow category. So the next palette that I cannot bring myself to buy, I've tried multiple times, and right before I checked out, I talk myself out of it. So the item that I'm talking about is the Pat McGrath Mothership Bronze Seduction palette, and I've been having my eye on this for the longest time. This one calls my eye because of that duochrome shift on the left, and that bright red, and that dark brown. I think this palette is absolutely beautiful. I would use it on the daily, but more so what caught my attention was the swatches and that duochrome shift. They look so beautiful, they look so rich. I've been watching reviews. I don't know if I can justify spending $125 on an eyeshadow palette. I have so many eyeshadow palettes, rarely hit pan on my stuff, so I don't want to waste money and it just sit there. So another item that I would have in my fantasy basket that I've actually thought about purchasing before, this is the Dermaflash. This is the Dermapore ultrasonic pore extractor slash serum infuser. I've been seeing this everywhere. A lot of estheticians swear by this product. Actually, knockoffs of this product on Amazon for way cheaper, but I would like to buy the professional grade one. I would actually buy this because, like I said, skincare tools are an investment. I do have my pimple laser from Foreo, and it's a lifesaver. I've had it for a couple years now, and I think those are the best investments that you can make when it comes to skincare tools. I do have a lot of congested pores in my cheek area and as well as my nose area. So I think this would be really, really good for me to help double cleanse my skin. On the back of it, you can flip it over and it would infuse the serum. So this is like a multi-purpose device. The next item in my fantasy basket, I don't know if I would ever purchase this. It's really ridiculous that I'm considering buying this, or that's why it's in my fantasy basket, is because of packaging alone. I really want the Christian Louis Vuitton lipstick and Zulu and the Velvet Matte formulation. It looks so pretty in the packaging. I think that would look really, really pretty on top of my vanity. And I've seen reviews where people love the formulation. I see reviews where people don't like it and they say that you're just buying the name and the packaging. And more so, that's the reason why I would buy it, is so it can look nice and pretty on top of my vanity. So basically, it says that this is a highly pigmented matte lip color that provides non-drying comfort on the lips and leaves a suede finish. Now that sounds wonderful. That's what I want in a lipstick. Rich color goes on with full coverage, sets with a soft touch matte finish. This is formulated with a complex of natural oils, seed butters to enhance moisture up to 4 hours, provides a protective layer against dryness. This is supposed to be a super hydrating matte lipstick. So basically you could also wear this as a necklace. That's how he designed it for. This was inspired by Babylonian architecture. The design captures the ornate aesthetics of Middle Eastern antiquities and Art Deco movement. But at the same time, am I really going to spend $90 on a lipstick? I mean, I did spend $90 on contour. Maybe one of these days I will consider it, but for right now, no. So this next item in my fantasy basket is the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Concealer. This concealer is a couple months old now, I believe, but when it first launched, I was excited. It was kind of like a soft launch. I found it on Sephora out of nowhere. Nobody was really talking about it, which was very confusing to me because the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Foundation, it is so popular to this day. A lot of YouTubers use this, a lot of makeup artists use this. I personally love the foundation, so that's why I would want to try the concealer. It is $38 for a concealer. That is literally more expensive than some of the high-end foundations that I bought. This has 0.4 ounces, so it doesn't even have half an ounce. I think 0.4 ounces is quite a bit of product. I think that would last me a while for a concealer. I believe my Too Faced Born This Way, the thick one, is half an ounce. So basically this is a multi-purpose concealer that highlights and conceals while providing 24 hours of hydration with medium buildable coverage and flawless radiant finish. I actually would consider buying this because I love the foundation itself. So this obviously has to be good. It has 4.5 stars on the reviews here on Sephora.com. I haven't checked their website, but I would honestly consider buying this because I love Armani Beauty. Okay, so another item that I would never have considered purchasing, but this was based off of suggestion from friends. And I heard a lot of good things about this foundation that I've been looking into it. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This is $40, which is a decent price for a foundation. I mean, the Armani Beauty concealer that I just talked about is $40 and this foundation is $40. So I actually might consider buying it, but at the beginning, I never really cared for luxury makeup, and now I'm very curious about it. I want to try it out and see if the formulation is worth the hype, which I'm pretty sure it is because a lot of people love this foundation. This is a medium buildable coverage. It's waterproof and sweat resistant. That's interesting to me that this foundation is medium buildable coverage and it's also sweat resistant and waterproof, as it is waterproof and it's sweat resistant. Plus it's lightweight. I've never heard of a foundation being waterproof and being lightweight, so I've been seeing like a lot of pictures of the models. Of course, some of the photos are probably retouched, but it looks really, really beautiful on the skin. I would most likely buy this. So another product that I would buy is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzer. This is $55 for a bronzer. I heard a lot of awesome things about this bronzer. I honestly would consider purchasing it since I don't have a lot of different bronzers. I would like to expand like collection. $55 for one bronzer. That's the price of an eyeshadow palette. This is an oversized natural matte bronzer infused with hyaluronic acid, finely milled pigments for a skin perfecting bronze filter for the face. So it's supposed to help hydrate the skin and make the skin appear softer and smoother. Microfine perfecting powders deliver an invisible thin silky layer on the skin to add an increase of depth in color and coverage. Microspheres provide a long wear payoff and silky texture. There's a lot of these luxury companies that claim that their makeup has skincare benefits. I really don't know how entirely true that is. I'm gonna have to try it for myself and then look up ingredients and maybe talk to some chemists and professionals about this, because it's very interesting to me how a powder can be hydrating. And I'm not sure like what active ingredients are in powders. Like, I don't know if active ingredients are necessarily liquids. Like, once again, I'm very new to the chemistry part of skincare, but I do know a lot about skincare from my previous jobs and working with these products. But like I said, when it comes to like the chemistry behind it, I really don't understand how it works. So I'm gonna have to look into this and maybe do like a video tag of maybe makeup that has skincare benefits and if it's a joke or if it's real. A lot of these makeup companies that are luxurious are more catered towards like older, mature women, in my opinion, because I noticed the audience that tends to buy this, of course, are the people that love luxury products, but more necessarily so more mature, older ladies. And I noticed that a lot of these products have hydration in it, and as we age, we need more moisture. So I don't know if like that's an appeal to that demographic that they are catering to, or if it is like an actual thing to where it can be hydrating. So I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, it's very interesting to me. I would definitely like to try it out. But for right now, I would not spend $55 on a bronzer. That's why it's in my fantasy basket. So the next item in my fantasy basket is the Inkey List Caffeine Eye Cream. I actually would purchase this because one, it is $10, and two, it was recommended by this esthetician on YouTube. I believe her name is Cassandra Banks' son, but I've been watching her videos and she said that caffeine is really great for underneath the eye. It's a really good active ingredient to help wake up and brighten the eyes, and I do have really, really dark circles when I don't wear concealer, when I don't sleep well, and genetically so, like, I just don't have good under eyes. I have hyperpigmentation under my eyes and it looks like my eyes are always purple. So I would actually consider buying this. I'm really curious to try out this brand in the future. I kind of want to do a skincare haul from them. Definitely would like to try them out. Their pricing seems reasonable, kind of like Ordinary's pricing. Okay everyone, so that concludes today's video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also ring the notification bell down below if you want to receive notifications for future videos. Thank y'all guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.
Secret language, speaking in tongues, snake like something you on the run, trouble dancing, I don't know what you are, you are, you are, you are. Summer floating over my heart, we're both dancing over the dark side. I don't know who you are, you are, you are, you are. You got letters sprinkled all over your body. If I join up the dots, it makes me feel naughty. I feel like I shouldn't touch. You got a no touching sign.